Alright, welcome back everyone. New project day. Got another Cuteroom, the magic house. These are the same people that make the little corners of happiness thing, so I'm looking at it. It looks like it's got a lot to do, but it also doesn't look too overly full of stuff. Looks be a deceiving thing, but I saw this one sort of trying to stay in that sort of Halloweenish mode, and I thought this sort of fit the bill. It's got a wizard or witch's hat there, so it's got to be something like that. It doesn't have much information as far as difficulty or ratings or anything like that on it, but I think I'm expecting it to be, a moderate build. Probably take at least a week or two to get done, I'm assuming. It seems like I've done bigger sort of models like this, and it was quite a tedious process, but I'm hopeful that I've learned something since then and it won't be as bad this time. But let's crack her open and see what we can see in here. Okay. Oh, got a little bag of tools that will go promptly into the trash, because the utility knife, I found it looks like it locks. It doesn't lock. It's just straight up and down. There's no. I need as much safety mechanism as I can on blades. Got a little info sheet. So you can get a PDF of the instruction manual on that. I've seen those before. Bag of goodies and fabric and paper and models and plants and a little bit of everything in there. Bag of, looks like our wood pieces. Another bag of wood pieces, looks like our floors and textured stuff. Okay, it came with a dust cover, which I seriously doubt I'm going to be able to do. I might give it another run. I fail every time I try and make one of those. Pretty sizable instruction manual. Big anyway. It's not thick. We got it's only 22 pages. So it's, at a glance, everything looks like pretty high-res pictures. So it should be hopefully make it easy to follow. I think it's going to be good. My first impression is, high-res picture, so it should make it easier to follow those instructions. And we got a sheet of, are they stickers or are they paper? They are stickers. Alright, there's our windows. Okay, those are not perforated, so we'll have to cut those out. So that's... And looks like there's a couple of pages down here. Okay, yeah. Okay, these aren't stickers, but they're perforated, so I don't have to cut out the books that we're going to fold up to make. Well, and then what about you? What are you? Another, not stickers, just paper, perforated again, so you can get all the proper shapes and everything popped out. Good. Okay, so basically, looks like the only thing we're actually going to cut out is the thing that's going to be the hardest to cut out. But least forgiving, so if you mess up, you're going to be out of the frame. Okay, let's see, put you over here. Take a look at our contents of our bags of goodies here. And start with this one because it's a little more variety, it appears. Yeah, I got rivets and beads. Let's see, some tiny screws in there on that one. A couple of colors of moss. More beads and tubes. Yeah. There's some of those like double-ended flower things, some crepe paper. Looks like, I think that's some AstroTurf in there with it. I'll take a peek right quick. Yeah, it looks like. I call it AstroTurf, fake grass stuff. A couple of small pieces of paper and fabric, felt. A little bit of crepe there. Okay, get you back in there. So they do label the bag so you know which bag to reach for when it tells you in the instruction. Let's see, some cauldrons and kettles and wood beads. Various, I don't know if they're going to, looks like they might be pots for our plants. Even more beads. Little Yeah, didn't realize there was this many bags of things. I hope I'm not going to end up having to make another 100 bottles. Some twine and wire. Some gold beads. I think I see some black. Yeah, some black wire in there too. White wire. Right. Okay, this one's got the bubble wrap in it, so it must have something good in there. And by the time I get done with the unboxing, it'll be time to call it a night. Okay, so we got sea urchin or something here. Okay, a couple other flowers. And we got our, what we got in here? Yeah, we got a suitcase. Now that looks a whole lot better than any one I've ever made, so I'm glad for that. There's our wizard cap. No mouth on this one, so it's not a sorting house cap. And then an owl. Oh. Those, I guess they are glass or ceramic. I thought they were just plastic. They might be plastic. It's hard. It sounds. Yeah, I guess it could be plastic or ceramic. Only reason I'd assume it's ceramic is because I put it in the bubble wrap. And let's take a quick gander to other plants. Okay, standard bushes, just pink and green and purple. And there's those little things to make those blobs with little cattail type plants. And then our lights, sandpaper, and our battery pack. Okay, so that was that bag of goodies was a lot. Still got 2 more to go. Back in place. I'm having doubts about how much of the actual build I'll be able to do tonight. Okay, take a look at our. Not as much to look at on these, I don't think. It's not. I think I broke the frame when I opened the bag there. Yeah, it was just the frame popped. Okay, so let's put our base plates in there. I think this looks like it's going to be like the frame or whatever of our structure. And stairs and steps and doodad and who's it and what's it. Yeah, okay. And one more. Be a little more careful opening this one so I don't break anything else. Okay. We got a bunch of little pieces, a little more variety in color here. So probably its own wrapper for some reason, so I'll just leave it in there. Yeah, this one's not near as exciting as the other one was. Not as much texture and printing on them. Got some decorations on these. And the last one. Alright, well that's everything you get in the kit. Oh, plus another piece of sandpaper. There's that. It doesn't even have the grid on there. But it doesn't feel, it's not overly aggressive. Okay. But like I said, I'll gather up the first few bits and bobs to make, and we'll get going on this, make us get something built tonight anyway. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, here we go. Gonna be slow progress tonight. It's even more challenging than I thought it would be, or is going to be anyway. So I got. Let's start off mounting our little cross rail right there. So I'll get out the old B7000. Got a skeeter in here. Keep almost getting it. Okay, getting distracted. So just a little trail of glue there. I'm trying to find the best looking side. I've got one that's got. You can't hardly see it on camera, or I can't on my display, but a little gap on that one, so I think this side. Spread the glue out and get lined up there. Moving parts on here, so it should be okay on that. Okay, and while that's doing some drying, come here. Sorry about that if I just clapped right in the microphone. Got my, well, you can't see those, but I don't know if it's going to focus on it, but teeny tiny labels for our drawers up here. So of course I'm going to get the biggest scissors I can find to cut them out. I have room for my fingers to go in there. So. Pretty close. And all this is really out of focus, I see. Okay, should be 4 of them around here somewhere. Two, three. Okay, I'll keep looking for that. Oh, there it is. Blended in. Okay. Get our next batch out. Six, seven. Another one hiding on me. Yeah, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing I wasted a lot of time pulling a lot of stuff that I'm not going to get to work on tonight. It's going to take a minute to do all this. Okay. So, like I said, these guys go on these drawers. Oh, let's see. I don't even know if I can make a dot small enough to not. I'll try maybe 3 at a time. Okay, that should. Okay. Hold of it with tweezers here on the end. That. One down. Where I want you to stay. Come on. There you go. Okay. Pretty close to slight variations in the size. I think maybe pull that out of there. Actually focus on it. Got little labels on it. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Got it. we go. Stay down. Okay. Let's see. Get this one a little out. And thought I'd lost one, but it was underneath my mat. Okay. Clean these tweezers off a little bit, maybe they won't stick as bad. Oh, I guess I will need glue on there too. Not exactly the most fun I've ever had, but effective. Got our little strings on here. I don't know if I can clean them off or not. Maybe let the glue dry and I might be able to get rid of some of them. Okay, now set that aside because we get to work on this guy. Which, see the pattern there. Actually, where it shows these things tapered, I'm remembering before I cut this time that I think I can make it work better if they're square. So I'm not going to go with those tapers. I might on the outside, but not on the inside. But first thing, need to get rid of the excess here. Comes off the outside first. exact enough, maybe where y'all can actually see. Whoop, that's the wrong button. Pattern here. I'm gonna go all the way in here and straight out. Then, actually run this, maybe it'll be all right. Here. Like I said, experience has taught me these aren't super important cuts on that part, because most of this stuff is going to be hidden behind everything else. But I do need to make this flap up here and down here, so I do need. So I'll do the taper part on this cut. Okay. I should be ready. Score these lines so I can start folding. So. Way. All the way top to bottom on this one. Should have. Yeah, you see, I got it scored all that way, so take a look, see here. Okay. So these guys come up. And these guys back, so I get a nice angle here. Let me do this one first on this one. And just a matter of that guy up and these guys around. Definitely a job for the old super glue, so I just cracked open a new bottle of the Gorilla with the brush, since I have been using the nozzle of Precision, but I want to get. I bought this, so I might as well get rid of it or use it up anyway. Cleaned off. We got hardly any left. Put it on one flap at a time. Nice thin, smooth coat. Just like that, it grabbed on. Got us a pretty good little corner there. Thin, smooth. Pretty good corner. I think I got that one closed up quite good enough there on that corner, but it still should be okay. Try and get this last one right. Okay, just like that, we got some nice little box, little flange around the outside. And now, saw the blade sticking out on there. Get that covered up. Okay. Oh, we'll need that. This guy goes right there, at the inside of our little cabinet here. So I can put the same. Yeah, I missed it just a hair, but I think it'll be, at this scale, I think we'll be okay. So, now I think I'm going to go with the B7000 to mount it, because I want to make sure I can get it got a little bit of time to position it correctly in place. So. This one and this one are going to be fully covered because they're the inside. Just do a little bit. I shouldn't have put that rail on first. I should save that for after. Well, that's going to be, can't push down on it. I'll get my cheapo clamps, see if I can get a grip on the edge here. Nope, I can't on that edge. That's in the way. Yep, none of those are going to work with that. Okay, I guess I'm just going to sit here and hold it for a minute or two. So I won't make you literally sit here and wait for me to let glue dry, so I'll be right back when it's had a minute to get sticky. Okay, I think it's fairly well secured there. It's going to be the back of our little cabinet here, but we've got a shelf. You'll see that little light there, so we've got to get that in there, and I think it's going to take a few minutes before I get to do anything else with it, so I'm going to stick with the B7000 on that too. I believe I can get it back out. Just barely fits. It wedges in pretty good, so it should hold it pretty steady. Let's see if I can get it where I can see. Okay. Back in place. Overhead light on so I can. Okay. Eyeball check, that looks pretty square. I think it'll be alright. Here. Oh, let that part down. Make sure it's down into the glue. Should have left well enough alone. Okay. Moved it down some. Alright. That should be okay. We'll leave that over there to dry. And we get to go into my favorite, making a few teeny tiny pieces to hopefully populate that little shelf. So that's all these guys. And they're calling these white beads, but they look more, what do you call it, iridescent to me. But I double checked with the inventory, and these are considered to be the white ones. So I think I'm going to start off with the ones that I think are going to be easier, and I just realized I didn't pull one of my pieces. I think I'm supposed to make 3 candles. Put them in a bowl. We'll get all these other guys out of the way. And if it goes like I'm expecting it to, you should just... Okay, and then we'll need glue, but I got a plan for that. They're in there pretty loose. They're sliding around. Yeah, they all. Well, that one. Okay, there it goes. Falls through pretty easy. So those are supposed to go into our little copper bowl thing. So I think if I put the glue in the bottom and then pop everything in, the glue should catch the wicks and the candles and everything. That's my hope anyway. Let me grab a hard parts can be getting. Fairly generous bit of glue, and got this little swivel stick. Spread it around with it here. Have them in place against each other before they fall over. Lost a wick. Okay, that did not work at all. Lightly magnetized tweezers grabbing onto the steel wire. plastic ones can do any better. Stand you guys up. Yeah. Fall back over again. There's nothing to. Think. There we go. That's pretty close to what they got in the picture. Two down. Got the tweezers and the glue, and they're falling over again. Maybe that's just the angle I was looking at them at. Okay, I think that'll work. Then this guy is supposed to go underneath that little candle situation there. So let's score it and fold it up to make a little map or book or something here. Let's see. Back and forth, get that sort of situation going. This is to stick that one, so I'll get my Gorilla Super Glue out again. Should just be back from here. Okay, little stroke on those three should be all we need to hold it together, I think. Oh, one more. Okay, so that little thing's supposed to go underneath the candle situation we just made. So those up there. And then on our witch's hat here, supposed to get some of these beads. I think I got some extra. Just two of those individual beads off the string. Supposed to go in the picture. About there. I very much doubt my ability to drop those into place correctly. Okay, so okay, that's not exactly where they got them, but that's. I think I should leave well enough alone, but I can't seem to stop myself. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Up there, and get to make us our first book of the project. Lift my stickers there. Ah, there they are. This is B31, so they actually tell you which books to use where, so I'll start off following the instructions anyway. And as usual, I painted three sides of it white, just to sort of give it a little more of a book-like appearance. That's pretty good. Centered on. All right. moving right along with these pieces. And oh, get out the bead, I forgot. Good, they were on top. Those guys. Okay. Now, this, and this, making us a couple of magic spill bottles. Just glanced over at my candles and they're still staying upright, so I think we're in good shape. We're safe on that. Definitely not a super glue project with this, guys. I'm tempted to go for hot glue, but on this, I don't think it would fit on this small. So I'll get out my old, for the first one, I'll get out my needle. Should make that fly. There. Both sides. On top of it. Get that all the way around. Alright. That shouldn't take but a couple of minutes to get sticky enough to mount. Let's find these guys. Get out of the way. Hope that they're upright. Now this one, the trick isn't as easy because there's the little bead's not hollow, so we just gotta hope we can make it stick. And I am, in case you're wondering, I am procrastinating on that part. Okay, dab on the end there. Okay, it stayed on there even though I dropped it. Almost. Alright. Likewise. Okay, here we go. I think I see. I can well, wasn't expecting that to happen. But it still stayed in place, so maybe I'll just sort of let that do its own thing. This guy, so far everything's lining up good on it. Okay. Now, like I said, I've been procrastinating on this one, but I think I see a plan. Unfortunately, I need my needle. And we got the one. Oh, here's a piece of wire that might do the trick. Okay. So, go. Put you guys on. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I'll leave that, let that dry a little bit too. I'll let that piece get stuck together. It might make the next bit easier, so yeah, so I'm gonna let that do its thing. And I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna start trying to put those things on our shelf over here. So, give you a minute. Just rotating things. Get the old one stand out here, so hopefully everybody gets to see. Okay. Now, let's see here. So, first things first, our book goes in the bottom corner there. So dab on there. Okay. And our witch's hat. Evidently goes top of the books back into the, looks like it's scooted all the way to the back, so let's just put that on the dab on the back. Easy in there. So that's that situation. I think looks like it's maybe, yeah, pushed over and sort of like the so. Okay. Now, a little pamphlet or whatever that's supposed to represent goes on our shelf here. So, dab there. Easy on that. And then candle collection. Supposed to go on top of that. Now we'll find out if it's sticky. Yep. Okay, it appears to be fairly stable. So let's put a dab on the bottom here. And hopefully ease you off my tweezers. Okay. Quit sticking to the tweezers. Got into the glue in the bottom down there, I think. Okay. A little bit loose on the actual candles. I'm trying to get them. Okay, so there. Those go. Now, this guy goes right back there next to our witch's hat in that corner. So, if I can not shoot it across the room with this thing this time. And finally broke it off. Okay, maybe this will be better. Better grip with it. That weird shape is not helping here. Okay. Get a little glue on there. Go. Okay. You kidding me? Back there, and I hope that's not even like that. Yeah. And nope. Okay. Sticks to everything where I want it to stick at, as usual. Okay, let's try. Maybe put a puddle in back there. Get it to. Okay, new pair of tweezers maybe. See if I can find what's. Okay, I think I got it in the glue. Alright. Oh, that's been going on. I wonder if this thing's solidified enough to move now. Okay. Looks like it. I have my needle for my next little bit. Okay. This one's supposed to go. Try and clean this nozzle off, but it never seems to do any good. Okay. Right in there. Alright, there we go. Alright, and all little strings on here. Not attached to anything. I guess it sort of could look like cobwebs or something, sort of get the aesthetic going. Okay, now on to what I was sort of procrastinating about. Let's see, get my back in there. Okay. Let's see, think this side up. Right on there. Put this on top. That's okay. Theory is working. Let me glue down in there. That on there. Go on the top one. The picture shows it. That side up. Spread the glue, spin it. I think I'm going to let this dry as well before I move it. Looks pretty close to straight. I don't think it is straight, but like I said, pretty close. Let that glue dry, and I'll come back and supposedly we mount these things on the side to make us an hourglass. We'll see how that goes. But that's the plan, so I'll be right back and we'll give that a go. Okay. I've had thoughts. They've got it sort of set up where you do it. You build it and you put these bits on and then you install it into the case. My thought is I'm going to try and install it into the case and then put these bits on. I'm thinking maybe that'll make it a little more stable to have it on the back. Of course, that's assuming I can get it off the needle here to do all that. So So let's find out if that part works first. Okay. So far, so acceptable. Don't want to go as far as saying good. Okay, and then we're going to go in this zone. Move out a little bit. Okay, it is a little crooked, but I'm prepared to live with that, I think. I'm going to give it a little, maybe stand up. I don't think it's gonna, I think that's about as good as I can do. Yep. Push you down into the glue. And now, like I said, the real trick, I'm just trying to make sure this tweezers are as clean as I can get them. I can't even. Okay, those won't work. So these are supposed to go sort of go like so. I'm moving the. I may. A little more try on this. Okay. Yeah, I'm moving up. Okay, it was glued down. Okay. Maybe if I can get one of them on, I think I'll be happy with that. So, grab it sort of in the middle. If I can get that in place, I can just pretend it's spun that way. Right. Okay. So, dab there. Dab there. Let's see what happens. About what I thought would happen. He likes the tweezers better than it likes. Okay, not straight at all. Crooked. I'll make another run at the other side. I'll have two of them rather than three, but I'm going to take one of my beads off. I'll try and get on the side. This side, you know, it's obviously crooked, so it's a little lower. So fingers crossed, and I don't have any choice but to use the tweezers that it won't leave. Little dab there. Little dab there. That one was a little more cooperative, and I'm going to call that a success. And quit while I'm ahead. I'm looking on the camera and I can see these strings. I'm scared if I start pulling on them, they're going to pull all the pieces out of there. But there we go. That is about as far as I want to go tonight, because we're already hitting that, almost hitting that hour mark. And listen, as usual, when you start dealing with teeny tiny pieces, it takes forever to get them done. But it's a good start. Got a little bit of the cabinet done, and I'm sort of trying to, and after I've done all that, looking on here, most of the stuff's back here where you can't even see it. I guess you can. It's gonna. That's the wall's out for it. So that's probably a little room back there we're building into. But okay, that's where I'll call it tonight. Got to be satisfied with where you can get to on stuff like this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I promise I'm going to start doing experiments again. It's pretty quick. That's what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and there is going to be the playlist for the whole build once I get the second video up. I'll see you tomorrow.